What's up, boys and girls? We're live on a Tuesday. We got a little day of baseball. Pitcher arms keep falling off. Just, two more today, Josiah and Pavetta. They got to do something at this point. I don't know what they're going to do, but this is just wild. So, and Bednar blew another save today.
Yep.
So that's great for my season long at the NFC. Well, let's get into DFS where we're not stuck with the same guys every day. Interesting main slate for me today. It's a big slate, right? We got 11 games. We already got a little pivot in San Francisco. Adon's going to throw instead of Josiah now. And we're just going to start breaking it down. Give me a couple games you like to target out of the gate. We'll start going at those.
I like the Marlins Yankees game.
Yep.
Which is the first game of the night. And I also like the Rays Angels game and Nationals Giants.
Yeah, I think the Giants are going to get some ownership now as we get going. Shockingly, looking at like stack ownership right now, the Yankees are down. Like the Yankees don't have crazy stack ownership right now. And I get it's part of its price, but man, like AJ hasn't looked good to start the season. And he's going to leave one up. Judge's going to hit it 500 feet, right? He's going to hit it out of the back of the stadium.
Yep. Yeah. I really like Judge there. And I really like Anthony Volpe.
Yeah. It's hard not to
a lot better this year.
Yeah, he's starting off real hot. Glaber's in a good spot too. Torres. If you go Stanton, no, it's 0 or hero, right? He's either hitting one out or he's 0-for-4 with 4 Ks. So, right, like that's just Stanton. But agree, Volpe's in a good spot there. And the Marlins haven't. I'm not a Rodon fan, but this is a get right spot if there was ever one. So. Pitching wise, I'm interested to see the next game if Kirby can get it right today. He's priced up, so I think that'll keep his ownership down. I'll be interested to see where we land on where people land on Bassett. Let's see where we're at on ownership right now on pitchers. All right, so let's talk pitching. So Glass now is going to be the chalk, which means it's like yesterday. I said play the Cubs, and then I chickened out and didn't play him, right? And then scored 8 runs right away. I still can't believe I woke up and they lost that game, by the way. But right, I think people are going to do Glass now and then drop in a Sandoval or an AJ or a Ben. I think a lot of people might throw Ben Brown today again for the Cubs, just because he's 4K. We used him last week. I don't know that I have the guts to go twice against that. Like he paid us off. He got us the bats there. What do you think about that?
Yeah, I'm fine with going that. As far as Glass now, I don't know. I feel more of a fade there. He's the highest price. I'd rather just play Eovaldi if I'm eating ownership at pitcher.
Yeah, and they're going to end around the same price, but $1,300 less. I'm not shocked. Harrison's ownership's going up. The one that's shocking me right now is Musgrove. Those first couple starts, he looked okay his last one. Those first couple starts looked pretty rough. I'm definitely interested. I get it's the Astros, but man, I'm interested in Cole Ragans today at $8,200. If his ownership stays below 10%, I like going there. What do you think about that?
Yeah, I really like him today. He's probably one of my favorite lone pitchers on the slate.
Yeah, that price and ownership with his upside for me is just kind of – I'm a big Cole fan. And again, as we start looking at – and then we go, where are we looking ownership? Where the Astros land in. Yeah, they're not superly high owned either. So I'm okay with that. I'm a little surprised. Merrill Kelly's not getting any more love. Like if he just can do what Gallen did last night at $8,400, right? And I think Kelly's actually got a little more K upside tonight. Again, like you give me 2 of those $8,000 pitchers, I can, start getting some bats in. I think we're going to see a lot of Glass now with the cheap guys. What do you think there?
Yeah, I think so too. I'm fine with getting to some Kelly. I mean, that Rockies lineup's they're pretty bad. And
Yeah.
they have pretty much everyone in the lineup's over a 20% strikeout rate.
Yeah. I also don't think anybody's going to play Kirby today if you want to pay up a little bit more after that last start, right? And, Kirby was really good in his first start. This is a good bounce back spot for him. And then Seattle's been K'ing a ton. I'm surprised Bassett's not getting a little more ownership. I'll be interested to see. We're just getting, we just got an update on some projections. Let's take a look here. Main pitching. Oh, we got it all in now. All right. Yeah. All right. So this is wild. So Rodon's gone up to 21%. I just don't trust him, even as bad as Miami's been. Wheeler's 22. Bassett's gone up to 13 now. So so you start getting me into a 6%, arguably a guy that's got a good shot at winning the Cy Young, Cole Ragans. You get me a 4% Merrill Kelly, 3% Kirby. I also like a cheap. It's not going to project great, but Lopez has got upside today, versus that Mets team. And again, he's only $8,000. So I think there's some spots there. Be interested to see, and then where they land on, if guys are going to like Hauser, if they have the guts to throw Hauser versus the Braves or anything like that. I'm not even that crazy.
No, me neither. I do have interest in Kirby and Bassett, like you mentioned. I don't mind Ronaldo Lopez either.
Yeah, what do you think about day 2 Colorado? Right, I think the Diamondbacks are going to steam up a little bit. What do you think about their ownership?
Yeah, I don't know. I think the fact that it's an 11-game slate could hold it down a little. I don't think we see like over 20%, maybe in single entries, but as far as like MME, they're probably going to be 20% or less. Besides, I would say McCarthy, pretty much the cheap ones are going to steam up. Jace Peterson, because they kind of dropped a weird lineup today.
Yeah, they did. Also, I kind of like the Royal stack today. If we're talking hitting standpoint, they're priced right. They're not really owned, right? Like, when you start, for me, because it's that value there, and Javier has shown he can miss. And right, if we get bad Javier versus good Javier, I definitely think there can be some pop there. I really like MJ Melendez today. I think he's in a really good spot. I imagine Velasquez is going to project well against Javier, and that ISO he has. So I kind of like that when we're really, for me, I'm trying to leverage the ownership of, when I start looking at stacks and where they're owned versus price. I think Seattle's going to get, some ownership today. I could also see like, if I'm getting like, if I want to get like gross today, I'd probably go Athletics versus Evaldi just because of the same thing as yesterday. Like, listen, I get it. They're bad. They got a terrible K, but it was, at the same time, if we get bad Evaldi, it's there. I doubt I go there, but I'm just not exactly sure what I want to do yet. I'm interested to see what lineup the Giants throw out against Adon now.
Yeah, I think it's pretty interesting there. I liked the Giants before that news, and now it depends what their ownership does, but I think it's going to steam up.
Yeah, I'm interested to see if I can get 3 or 4 Dodgers in, right? If I can get, I know I can get 3. If I can get 4, though, I kind of like Muncy today versus Laurel. I like their left bats, right? Give me the lefty bats and Mookie. Now you're going to just eat a ton of money, so you got to go cheap with that afterwards. But if their ownership stays roughly where it is, right? We're talking the Dodgers are, 6% stack ownership right now. Like, it's a big slate, and I don't know that anybody's going to be willing to pay, to get up to, some of those bats. And then, if I have to go, especially in single entry, go off on some of those, those low owned guys, give me, I think Matt Olson's going to be super low owned versus the Mets today. But right, like, Giloff's back down to 4K today. So, against Evaldi, I kind of like that. Working that in, I think you can get some, cheap athletic guys and maybe stack them with the Dodgers. And, if they hit, that's some pretty big leverage. So how do you map that out for GPP for the guys?
I'm kind of in the same boat. I want to get to some Dodgers. I kind of want to get to some Twins, especially the cheap ones, or even like a one-off Buxton's pretty nice. But out of that Twins lineup, I like Max Kepler the most.
Yeah, give me Kepler, give me Wallner. Wallner's gonna break out, right? And again, he's like $3,100.
Yep.
Like same, a little leverage off of, give me that leverage off of there. Dumpster diving. I like him. I like Toro for the A's today. I think he plays again, some leverage there. Mickey Moniak, pair him, up in that game. So kind of like there. I mean, even Willie Castro, right? I mean, some of those Twins guys are so cheap, and you can even like these guys are priced. You could full stack that game. You can go and stack the Twins and Dodgers and get 7 or 8 bats in that game, and then walk away. I like Jackson Merrill from our dumpster dive today versus Ben Brown. The Cubs showed that pin again, kind of little rough. Michael Busch continues to be cheap, and Musgrove can hang that there. And I don't hate his spot. So right as you guys are looking at some cheap bats, I like there. Don't forget about Batty. Batty's still mispriced at $3,100. So those are some of the cheap guys I like there. What do you think about Sano? I mean, Sano's same. He's $3,100. He's probably going to be, less than 10% owned. A little angel stack like him, Mickey, maybe Trout.
Yeah, I like that a lot. You can make some cheap angel stacks and really get top of the order guys for cheap too.
What do you think? So Sonny's going to be limited today. They said, they're only going to give him around 60 pitches against Philly. First start out, we saw what happened with Snell yesterday. You like paying up for some Philly bats to kind of attack Sonny's first start in that bullpen?
I think they're all right. It's hard for me to trust Philly. They just let me down every time. So they're in a good spot though.
Yeah, that's, it's same if ownership stays down. I kind of like it there. And I think those Giants are going to go up when people look at that bullpen. Same. I like the Rays just because the Angels pin so bad. It just hasn't been good, but that Marlins pin too after I don't see how I don't land on the Yankees today. So I'm really, for me, single entry 3 max, Dodgers, Yankees. I like some of the, like I said, I like some cheap A's. I like a little bit of access to the Twins, definitely the Rays. But I'm going to be ownership driven today as far as that goes. Who's 1 or 2 cheap bats you kind of got your eye on today?
I was looking at Josh Smith, but I think his ownership's going to go up. He's batting second for the Rangers, so I figure that will go up.
Yeah, it's why I never bring him up. I'm like, I think that's going to steam up.
But at shortstop, I kind of like Zach Neto. He hasn't done a whole lot this year, but he's cheap at a pretty bad position. So I'm down him and Rendon. I like both of them.
Yeah, I mean, I just can't play Rendon. He's so bad. Like,
I know.
I just can't go there. But when we start talking ownership and price, I think some of the bigger names are going to be down there. But like, Lopez only 4% owned right now. So I really like that. Same. I like Giloff today. Torres is so I think Torres is going to end up being like chalky at second, just because of the matchup, right? Righty bat. But I think if you went with a full stack there, you can get interesting. Third base has been weird for me this year. So that's what I said. Like, Toro's got weird eligibility today, and he's $2,200 for Oakland. So I think he's going to be in a good spot. If Rodon's out owned, I'm gonna play Jake Berger on principle just because he murders lefties, and if Rodon's chalk, right? I feel like I kind of maybe have to get him in at least one lineup in a 3 max, because I just haven't been thrilled with third base this year. That's been my one spot I just haven't loved so far. I like Garver tonight. I think people saw, Cal Raleigh's been so good, but I think he'll be in a decent spot against Bassett. We picked on Bassett last game. Bassett leaves him hanging up there. Garver could take him pretty deep there. And so cool. So who's are you running full MME tonight? You playing the full slate? Like what's your strategy today?
Yeah, I am. I'm playing 100 lineups today. That's pretty much what I'm playing. I got a few single entry lineups too, but for the most part, just MME.
Nice. Yeah. So Sam, I'm probably only going to be single entry today. I kind of got a crazy afternoon here. I'm being an adult sometimes. So got to take care of some of that stuff. But let's finish up here. We'll have breakdowns in the Discord for everybody. It's cheesy, but I'm going Shohei today. The matchup and is at plus 280. He should be plus 200 today in this game. Against Varland, right? Varland's gonna hang, that fastball at him. Shohei's just gonna crush it, I think. And then Smitty going with, I would argue, the hottest hitter in baseball.
Yep. His ex-teammate going with Mike Trout. He's going to take one deep.
I like it. All right. Well, we'll see you guys all in Discord, and we'll talk to you soon.